everyone, welcome to Flipgrid Friday. Flipgrid Friday is one of my favorite times of the week because I am loving the persuasive videos you're putting on Flipgrid. I'm really impressed. Particularly, I've seen lots of kids with very strong opinions who are backing it up with great reasons and great examples. And not only that, I'm seeing kids who are replying to the videos of other kids saying reasons why they either agree or disagree, and that has been fantastic. I want to give a particular shout out to Adam in 3P, as I noticed he was doing that quite a lot, and his videos had fantastic reasons and examples. And in fact, in one of them, I actually saw that he responded that the video that he had watched had persuaded him, changed his mind. So he'd been convinced that actually the other opinion was the one he wanted to believe. So there's been great work. For Flipgrid Friday today and every Friday from now on, we're going to cover a new persuasive device. That means a little trick that we can use to make our text extra persuasive to convince the person who is either listening, watching, or reading. What we're going to talk about today is rhetorical questions. Now, that sounds like a hard thing, but it's actually not very hard. Rhetorical questions just means that it's a question that gets asked, but you don't expect it to be answered. So you ask it for the effect or to really get your point across. It's designed to get the person who is listening or reading to your persuasive text really think, yeah, that's right. I hadn't thought about that before. And it might persuade them towards your opinion. So I'm going to give you an example of a rhetorical question and also just a normal question that we use all the time so you can see the difference. When we ask someone a question in our lives, we usually want to find out some information, get an answer. So usually if I wanted to shout out, "Mom, what time is it?" I'm expecting her to shout back or to call back with the time because I'm looking for that information. This one here is a rhetorical question. You're not looking for the answer. Have a listen. How would you feel if your home was littered with rubbish? So you're not meant to answer it. You're not looking for an answer. But you're meant to get the person who is looking at your text to go, yeah, I actually wouldn't feel very good if my home was littered with rubbish. Yeah, they're right. We should stop throwing our rubbish into the oceans and clean up and recycle. So it's designed to get you to change your mind. Here's another example of a rhetorical question, and it says here, they're asked just for effect or to get your point across. They don't need a response. So this girl here is saying out loud, "Can't you see how awful the playground looks when it is covered with rubbish?" She's not asking that question to get an answer. She's trying to get her point across that the boy should put his rubbish in the bin. And she's trying to get him to stop and go, yeah, the playground does look awful covered in rubbish. Yeah, I will put my rubbish in the bin. If you're a bit confused, just keep watching because I've got some more examples and I'm going to show you what they might sound like in a persuasive text. So this first one here says, "Would you like to play in a playground that looks like a rubbish dump?" That's designed to get the person thinking, no, I wouldn't like to play in a playground that looks like a rubbish dump. Yeah, that's right, I should put my rubbish in the bin, and persuade them to do that. Here's one that would go in a text all about saving water. The person might be saying, you should save water, turn the tap off when you're brushing your teeth, you shouldn't let the hose run outside or drip. And they might follow it up with, if water is precious, why are we wasting it? And the the audience goes, yeah, that's right, it is precious, why are we wasting it? And it changes their mind. Here's another one. This next one actually would have fit perfectly into bikes versus scooters that we did last week. It says, do you want to end up with a terrible injury after a fall from your bike? That could go in a little reason that says, scooters are better than bikes because scooters are low to the ground. And if you fell off your scooter, you actually wouldn't fall very far. So you probably wouldn't hurt yourself that much. But on a bike, you have to climb up and sit quite high. And if you fall off, you can really hurt yourself. Do you want to end up with a terrible injury after a fall from your bike? Can you see how I added it in there just to really get my point across? Because the audience stops and goes, no, that's right, I don't want to end up with a terrible injury after falling from my bike. Yeah, that's right, maybe scooters are better. So they're very convincing. Here's another one. Wouldn't you rather to wear a hat than have awful sunburn? I'll show you what that might look like in a little paragraph. I might say, I believe that everybody should wear a hat because wearing a hat protects your skin from the sun. The sun is very strong, and the damage that the sun can do to your skin can be very painful and red, especially in the evening. It's called sunburn. Wouldn't you rather wear a hat than have awful sunburn? And the person, the audience who's watching or listening goes, yeah, actually, I would rather wear a hat than have bad sunburn. Yeah, they've convinced me. So I'll just say it again. A rhetorical question doesn't need to be answered. It's there to get the point across, to get the audience to think, and to make the point or the opinion stronger. And it's called a persuasive device. Now, your challenge in Flipgrid today is I'm going to show you the 3 topics that we have, and you're going to leave a response to one or maybe more of them. It's up to you, but at least one. And you're going to try and include a couple of rhetorical questions to make your speech, your opinion, stronger. So I'm going to log in and show you the topics for today. Remember that you log in with your school email and your school password. Now, just in case you've forgotten, the arrow that drops down gives you all of the topics. I'm going to start with this one, learning at home versus learning at school. Do you believe learning at home or learning at school is best? Share your opinion along with your reasons and examples on the grid below. So I look forward to hearing your responses to that one. That will be very interesting. Indoors versus outdoors, which is better? Playing inside or playing outside? Record your opinion on the grid and make sure you give good reasons and examples. And I'll have to add in there and some rhetorical questions. And the last one, all kids should learn to cook. Do you believe all kids... I'll start that one again. Do you believe all kids should learn how to cook? Record a video sharing your opinion below. Include lots of reasons and examples, and also some rhetorical questions to get your point across. Now, if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about still, what I want you to do is watch the beginning of this video again, because seeing it a couple of times might get it to sink in. And also, I'll put these slides in our Google slideshow so you can go back and just have a look at some of the examples to get some ideas. You could also look on Google for some examples of rhetorical questions, but the best types of ones are just the ones you think of yourselves. It's often easier with rhetorical questions just to think of one than it would be to go searching for one online. I really look forward to watching your videos and seeing the rhetorical questions that you include. We had some special guests last week, and we had Mrs. Dye's daughter come and join us in Flipgrid. This week, so today, keep your eye out for some other special guests, and we'll see if they're using rhetorical questions in their persuasive speeches as well. All right, have fun on Flipgrid.